Hi everyone, this is your girl Sandra, aka Simply Love, and coming to you with your January 2017 reading for the sign of Geminis, and this is for the singles, okay? So, how are you doing? Back with my readings. As you all know, took the month of December off, so this is going to be an extended reading. Please bear with me on this. Had a wonderful December with the special that I ran for my subscribers who wanted to name their own price for a reading. I'm so glad to have a great outcome with that, and wishing you all the best. And thank you so much for calling in so I could deliver those messages to you for the new year. You all have so much to look forward to. Thank you for taking that leap of faith. Um, and it was a success, and I thank each and every one of you. Okay. I'm doing the January, like I said, January 2017. Did I say it's for the sign of Gemini singles? Okay, so let's just get right into it. Okay, being this is going to be extended, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on stuff. Okay. So what I'm doing here, the layout that I'm doing for you guys is I'm having a theme, and the theme is going to play out in whatever the cards say regarding this theme. So the theme that I have for you Gemini singles is retreat into solitude. That's your theme for the month of January 2017. And now let's see what the cards have to say about this retreat into solitude. This card reminds me of either the Hermit card or the Four of Swords, okay, where, you know, there's a rest period or retreat time. As you can see, this person is very focused. As I'm looking at, you know, your layout here, it's got a lot of things where people are just like being very focused. They're all looking out into like the future, paying attention to details, things of that nature. So let's get right into it. Spirit guides, what do you have to say about this theme of the for Geminis? Now, look, this is a general reading. It's only going to apply to some. If it doesn't resonate with you, check out your sun, moon, or rising. Okay. And retrieve some messages there. I strongly suggest, you know, you guys, this, you know, some bits and pieces is going to, you know, resonate with some of you. But the bottom line is to all of this is your angel guides are trying to get your attention because they have messages for you. If it's not me, find someone. Talking to each and every one of you, find someone that you can feel comfortable with to do a reading for you coming into the new year 2017, okay? And find out what your personal reading would be for yourself, catered just for you and you personally only. That's the only way you're going to move forward here. You have to say to yourself, I want to know. I want to know. And you want to know, and I'm saying that, you know, the Most High, your angel guides, they know. They'll be able to speak to a reader and find out what your future it has to hold. And it's always going to be something beautiful because the Most High and the angel guides want you to have a happy, beautiful life. But you have to be willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to step forward and say, I want to know, or I want to change. If you're not ready, you know, how can I say this? Just looking around and trying to search and not willing to invest in your own future is just going to just keep you in a state of confusion. You want to know, you want to have some clear sound knowing about where you're going. You want to have the information of what your angel guides have to say to you, because when they are throwing things out there for you, it's not your entire story. You have to have a personal private reading. You have to. It's the only way you're going to find direction and know exactly where you need to go. And like I said, don't be afraid, because it's always a good ending if you follow what your guides are trying to tell you. You have to do this. You have to follow what they say, or if you don't, you're just going to continue to go around in circles, and you're not going to find any kind of clarity unless you let your angel guides in so they can communicate with you through a reader, okay? And that's the bottom line to that, okay? So with that said, Gemini, singles, okay, retreat into nature or solitude is your theme for January 2017. Now, the first week I pulled out, or what came out. That's why I'm pre-shuffling before I get online. The simple reason is to save some time because I have to shuffle until these cards start popping out, okay? I just don't pull them. I don't do that anymore. I'm relying on my angel guides to do the reaction to the card. So it takes a while. I have to shuffle a while. I know you all don't want to go through all that. It takes a minute, okay? The way I'm doing it. So the first one comes out is the King of Swords for your first week and the Strength card. For the second week, what comes out is the Knight of Wands in reverse. You have the Queen of Swords. I'm sorry, the Queen of Wands. Sorry about that. Upright. In the third week, you have the Page of Swords upright. And the Ace of Coins upright. The fourth week, the end of January 2017, you have the King of Wands upright. And the Moon card as the end week of January 2017. Okay, so Spirit Guide is going to relay the messages. I am going to clarify each card, okay, because this is an extended reading. And then I'm going to give you some more information with another deck of cards. I'm going to pull 4 of those, okay? So let's get on. Okay, my Geminis, male and females. Remember again, just general reading. It's not going to pertain to all, but it's going to pertain to some. Okay? So with that said, with the King of Swords here, now, I'm going to be doing love readings. I may mix in some general along with it. I'm just going to go with the flow. With this time that I've had, I'm learning to more and more just rely on the spirit guides, and because we're in that Virgo retrograde, it's slowing me down. It's slowing me down so I can get the details, okay, and put more into it as far as general is concerned. Well, starting here in the new year, starting to put the more some general mixed in with the love, okay? So it's going to go both ways here. So just bear with me, please. With the King of Swords here, this is representing you. It's an air sign, okay? Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, male, that's coming along here. And as you can see, this is someone who's very focused, very determined. They could be someone who is in leadership. They could be someone who is in power, in charge of something. They're in control of their own world. They're very focused, as you can tell. When someone's looking straight out, they're very focused and in control, okay? They do have their shield here, and it's, on the floor, which means to me, I'm hearing that, they're trusting in something. There's something they want to trust in, so they're letting their guards down. But they do have that shield near them in case they need to use it to guard themselves. So they're being very careful approaching something or someone here. And this could be you, Gemini, your energy, how you're feeling right now when it comes to a love situation, or in general yourself. Feeling very focused, very confident, and you're letting your guards down, but you're not throwing your shield away. You're laying it down. Your sword is down as well, but you do have those there to protect you just in case. Okay, just in case you still have them there, but you're not on guard, with your sword up and with your shield up. They're down, so you're leaving your options open. Again, I'm hearing that, leaving your options open. Okay, but you're protected. You have things around you to protect yourself just in case. Okay, so you're very, very focused, and you're very you're seeing into the future. Okay, and for the first week of January 2017, you got the Strength card. Some of you may be dealing with someone of your own sign, okay, or thinking about someone of your own sign. If it's not, for some of you, it's the Aries. I'm sorry, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, okay, energy, or it could be talking about you. In the Strength card, it could mean, some of you may be dealing with a Leo, okay. Again, this person is looking out into the future, but they have um, their eyes blindfolded. They're blindfolded, but they're courageous. Okay, that's telling me that there's somebody here that's very courageous, very confident about their moves. When it comes to love, they may have their eyes blind, which means that, again, leaving their options open or taking a chance and feeling confident about that chance that they may take. So for some of you Geminis out there, you may be, and you're weighing up too, because this person does have scales here too. Okay, so they're weighing up their options. And leaving their options open and going into it with confidence. Even though they're blindfolded, they're still saying, hey, I want to be spiritually led here. That's what it's telling me why the blindfolds are on. Still having confidence, still having faith, moving in faith, moving forward in faith, moving with passion, passionately driven. And they're actually going downstairs, down some steps. Who puts blindfolds on their eyes and go down the steps? That takes strength and courage to do that, and it takes a certain amount of spiritual, relying on your spirit guides to lead you on your path and your journey to love. Okay, using your strength. Using all that you got within inside yourself, moving forward. Both these people are looking forward, and they're, with these two together, showing me confidence and with passionate driven behind it in love. And weighing out your options, leaving your options open for a lot of you Geminis, male or female. Okay, you know what you want. You know what you want, and you're seeing your future, and you're very focused. Okay, now we have someone coming in here that is air sign. Some of you could be dealing, I'm sorry, fire sign. Some of you could be dealing with a fire sign of Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, having some fiery energy. This is a knight. They move, they're kind of, knights are a little bit younger and a little bit inexperienced. And they usually come in really, really, really quick. They're really fast. They when they see something they want, they just go with it. They don't think about nothing. They don't look at either sides. They just rush into a situation without thinking and without knowing, sometimes with just faith alone or just their own ambition, and moving in passion, very passionate. With this being upside down, it means the opposite. There's somebody coming in here, but they're not as confident as they would be with it right side up. They're not as confident. They're kind of maybe slowing down. Maybe they're not going that fast. Maybe their drive is not on point. Usually, nights come in and go out, but this night here is upside down. So there's something that's slowing their energy around them. There's something, or maybe this night coming in so fast, to you Geminis, for some of you, and you may turn this night down. Maybe for some of you, could be somebody from the past that you've known already, and they're coming back in or trying to come back in, and you're turning them down. Or it could be the opposite way, Gemini. You could be, approaching someone from your past, or and they turn you down. Maybe there's an offer where they turn you down. There could be some type of disagreements between you two. Because if you look at the Queen of Wands, which is another fire sign, a fire sign, but this is a woman. She's right side up. And if you really look at the card, she looks disgusted. You know what I mean? She looks like disgusted. It looks like somebody came in, because look at that top hat down there on the floor. Okay, that's a man's hat. There's no woman that wear a top hat like that. Okay, and then you also see a cane, which means that, there was a man here. There was a man here, and there's some flowers here too. If you look on the floor, there's flowers, and then there's one. It looks like there was a fight, because there's, the flowers is like she might have took them and just went, hey, throw them, just throw them down. I'm disgusted. I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to be bothered with you. You disgust me. That's what I'm hearing, just by, hear what I'm seeing. And she's got this disgusted look on her face. Like, you know what? No, it's like some kind of fight or something that may have took place with this knight that's upside down, maybe being rejected, or maybe the knight rejected the Queen of Wands here. Okay. And somebody's mad and disgusted over it. Okay. They're mad and disgusted. It could go either way for you Geminis out there, where, somebody approach you and you wasn't having it. You put a stop to them. They're coming in fast, and you kind of like knock their world upside down by rejecting them. And maybe it could have been some kind of fight or disagreement, because it looks like, stuff is all over the place. And then you have this look on your face. You could have been acting like the Queen of Wands and saying, hey, I don't want nothing to do with you. Don't roll up on me all fast like that, with that energy. I'm not letting you in. Something of that nature I'm hearing. I'm not letting you in, okay? Or I got to think about this first, Or been there, done that, I'm hearing too, okay? Some type of fight or disagreement went on here with this energy, the fiery energy, with some type of fire sign. Moving on to the third week, Gemini, I'm seeing the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords comes in. He's a younger element, and this could be you, because it's the sign of Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. It could be either of those signs, or it could be talking about you here, delivering some type of message. The message may not be something that you want to hear, or it may not be a message that someone else wants to hear, but it is coming through. This page is coming through with a message. The message is very direct and straightforward, and they mean what they say and say what they mean. Okay. Pages are very, very confident. They do have loose lips. Their messages or communication is very sharp and to the point. Could have something to do with the Ace of Coins being here. Some type of love situation, or love offer. For some of you, it may have been an offer that was, has something to do with some material gain. Some wealth maybe in this relationship, or whatever it is. Somebody could have offered, some type of material wealth, or this person may have money, and maybe that was their main focus, is money. For some of you, maybe they're coming in after money, after finances, and this queen might have known that, and maybe that's why it was rejected. Now, going on to the fourth week, we have the King of Wands. And the king is more mature, okay? He's an older fella who is, if you can see here, they're focused too. They're looking out into the future, okay? And they're very confident about it. If you see the lanterns down there by his feet, so he's enlightened. He can see things, he sees his future. He knows what he wants. He's very confident, very driven person. Likes what they like. When whatever they see, they like it, and they go after it. Sometimes the king here in Wands is very fiery. They can have a fiery disposition about themselves, being very fast, driven, very passionate, okay? They move with passion and confidence. Sometimes they could be overconfident, the king. Sometimes they can be a little too relaxed about their approach, and just what they see is what they want without thinking about the consequences. But they are mature and they are stable. They sit on their throne of authority. This could be another authoritative figure. So something tell me this could be something at work with the Ace of coins here. It could be a work situation where somebody approached somebody who is in charge, large and in charge. And they could be coming forward to this queen, which could be you. It could be your in your natal chart. You could be having this in your natal chart. And it looks like there was some kind of disagreement regarding whatever the king is coming in for, a relationship or wanting to establish something with you. And with the communication of the page, it was really fast and direct and to the point. Whatever this was, maybe a turn down of something, of somebody at work. And they may have had their hopes up really high because they're high up there. They're someone who has a lot of pull, along with the king. Again, showing me again someone who has a lot to offer. But with the moon card here in the last week of January 2017, there's some type of doubts. There's some things that are hidden that hasn't been seen yet. And maybe that's why it's being rejected. But this person, to me, this king, is being very aggressive. They won't stop even after maybe their communication was like from you saying no. Or it could be the opposite way, where you're trying to approach someone at your job situation, and they're turning you down, and you may not like that, okay? It caused some kind of disagreement. It might have been some bad words said between one another. It might have, and like I said, it may have been a job situation. Somebody went into this thing blindfolded, not seeing. So it's saying have strength. Because this person's not giving up. They may be using their power to control you, because there's some element of control here too, with the Ace of Coins and this strong, this masculine type man here. And but there's some secrets. There's some secrecy. There's something going on. This person could be married. Okay, this could be a married man. They may have somebody already. That may be the secret. But they're still using their power and control to try to get you. Or you can switch it around. It could be you doing this to someone. So let me clarify all of this. Being it's extended, I'm going to clarify each card, okay? So we're asking the spirit guides to for what's the King of Swords doing here? What's the King of Swords? What's the other messages that you may have for Geminis, January 2017? What's the King of Swords? What's he want? What's his deal? This one wants to come out, okay? It's just sticking out here, okay? And this is the Widow card. So, like I said, this person could be you, or this other person could be somebody who's widowed, maybe lost someone, or a divorced person. This person could be divorced or widowed. It could be you or the other person. Could be widowed or divorced is what I'm hearing. Now with the Strength card, what are the messages for the Strength card? Two of these fell out, but I'm just going to keep shuffling. They're saying no. Okay, what is the messages for the Strength? What other message you have for the Strength card for Gemini singles January 2017? What's the Strength card doing here? What other message do you have for the Strength card? Okay, this one popped out too. It's saying there's some falseness, okay? Right. Because somebody's going into this blindfolded, not knowing, okay? So they need strength to see. And the strength to see is the falseness or the fake. That's the fake card. Somebody being fake and false, okay? So open your eyes, Gemini, you singles out there. Some of you, not all of you. Not talking to everybody. Just the ones who may resonate. Now, for the Knight of Wands in reverse, what other messages you have about him? Now, you know whether it could be male or female, depending on who's watching the video, okay? So this could be a male or a female. Okay, Spirit, what are you going to say about the Knight of Wands in reverse? What other message you have attached to this? Wow, they're all over the place. Wow. All right, this one wants to come out. There's some sadness with this person. There's some loss or feeling of a loss, as I said before, maybe some type of rejection because the Knight is upside down. So there's some type of, what is that? There's some type of sadness going on here, some type of rejection, something that somebody don't want to see, and it's causing some depression too. So there's some depression here, some upset. Of loss and being upset and sad and depressed again. Okay, Spirit guides, what else messages do you have with the Queen of Wands? This definitely looked like, I said, you know, like a fight or something with someone. Somebody's not in, they're not on the same page with something or someone. Okay, for the Queen of Wands, we got for her, wow, okay, Sweetheart, the Sweetheart card. So, like again, I could say with the Sweetheart in front of this one, this could be representing someone else, you know, the side woman, you know, the second choice. That's what brings on the sadness, because somebody is just probably not being real with their approach of love or a get together. Somebody's trying to use their power and control to win somebody over, but somebody in here is not having it, so it's causing a lot of disagreement. And they might, I'm getting another story that it may be already taken. Okay, what is the Page of Swords? What other message you have with the Page of Swords attached? This is a love thing because you see the heart up there. Okay, there it goes. Just fell out. Now with the Page of Swords, the information about what this page is coming forth with is jealousy. So, you know, jealousy, that's the communication. There's some jealousy. There's some anger. If you can see in this card, there's somebody that's seeing something that other person don't think they see it. So there is a third party here. That's what the whole thing is about, a third party. And that may be the reason for rejecting someone here, which is the king or the queen, depends on who's watching, upside down. They're being rejected because of some type of third party. Somebody's, you know, mad about being the third party and jealous, okay? And this may be somebody at work. Okay, what do we see for the Ace of Coins? What's the extra messages for the Ace of Coins being here? Here we go. Okay, it's finding out that somebody's being sneaky, you know. It's false and it's fake. Somebody's being false and fake in this whole thing here. And they're being found out. Somebody already knows and they're pissed about it. You know, somebody got found out here. You know, hey, I found you out. There's somebody else in the picture. I know, I see now. I see you for who you really are. That's what I'm picking up. Okay, now for the King of Wands, as I was shuffling here, this one popped out. Again, it's talking about money. Somebody, this king is the one that has the money, is using his power and control to get what he wants, or trying to use his power and control to get what he wants here from someone, even though there's somebody else here that could be married or in a relationship with someone. And somebody here is widowed as well. So we could have in two situations here where somebody is maybe divorced or widowed. And they're coming on strong to someone, but this person's not feeling it. You not feeling this. Or it could be you doing this to someone else. Come to find out there's a third party in the relationship and somebody found it out. And it may be from a work situation again. Now the moon, hidden things that are hidden. Secrets. What other messages for the moon for Gemini? January 2017. As the ending card. Gifts. Whoever is being sneaky in this relationship or hiding things or having secrets, they're trying, like I said, again, they're using their power and control to get what they want here. They're using money, they're using gifts, anything necessary to try to get their way with you, Gemini, or you're doing this to someone else. And it's being exposed. Somebody could see you for who you are, or vice versa. You see that person for who they are. You know there's a third party involved in this. And here's the third party woman right here, or man, depending on who's watching the video. And somebody is very upset about it after finding this all out. Some sadness and depression here. Okay, and that's why your theme saying it's time to retreat from this. Okay, Gemini, it's time to retreat. It's time to go in and start, you know, and kind of like get to yourself and, you know, get your focus back. Get back in the focus. Get back to yourself. If you feel like you've lost yourself in this thing here, this relationship or whatever is his here, and pull it back together again. Come back to yourself. You got to retreat. Okay, retreat and pull yourself back together. because I feel some anger going on here. Maybe some fussing and some fighting happened here after something was exposed about this person being fake and false. Either you or it's this other person. And knowing that you found out there was another person involved. Now, some of you, this is with a married person. They're already married, and maybe somebody from work because of the money cards coming up with the ace. And then this one again saying money. And they could be this king, whoever this is, could be using their power and control to manipulate you, using gifts and things like that with this secret love affair. Okay? So that's all I get for you, Geminis, you singles. Now, let me pull 4 cards for some additional information using another deck. Okay, here we go. Spirit guides, what additional information you want to give for Geminis, male and female singles for January 2017. Okay, let's pick 4 cards here. Okay, you Gemini singles, male and female. Again, look, isolation, same as this is your theme. It's time to retreat. It's time to shut it down, get a grip, get a hold of yourself, Gemini, and think about some things. Rejuvenate, meditate while you're in isolation and pull yourself back together again. Because out of that isolation, you're going to grow. There's going to be some growth there, okay? You're going to be stronger. It's like the strength card that was in your reading. You're going to be stronger, and things are going to grow, okay? Going to have a better outcome long as you back off from this situation and think about it, okay? And pull yourself back together again. It's all about recovery. Recovering. For some of you, it's about recovering from this deceitful person, or maybe you were being deceitful to someone, or they may be deceitful for you, but there's going to be growth there. There's a key, and your angel guides are going to be speaking to you as you're in isolation, thinking about things, pulling yourself back together, and it's going to help you to grow, learn. Some of y'all have to learn from this experience for some of you. And some of you is going to have to, a serious recovery from this heartbreak. I'm hearing, a heartbreak situation for some of you. And a miracle is going to come out of this. Something good is going to come out of this situation. So don't fret, Gemini, male and female, if you're going through this, or if it's you that took somebody else through this. As you retreat, meditate, calm yourself down, because I'm feeling like it was a heated situation. Somebody really got mad. There might even been, for some of you, some fighting going on. Okay, and it's almost like you need to just like back off of it for a while. For some of you, you may want to call in and get a personal private reading to find out your direction, where you need to go from here, what needs to take place, because this is not going to be the same scenario for everybody. Everybody has their own personal angel guides that would like to speak to you and give you some direction in your life. And if this resonates with you, call in and call someone and get your own personal private reading, so you can have some direction that's catered personally only for you. Your angel guides wants to talk to you and help you get this situation under control. Okay, so that's what I have for you far as the singles. Okay, so let me do the couples. Okay, couples for Gemini. I was going to do separate videos. I think I've done it for one, but I'm not going to do it that way. It's just going to take too much time. It's going to be a whole lot of up on. So let me shuffle the cards and get your theme for this is for the couples and marriages, okay? For Gemini for January 2017. Spirit guides, what are their what's their theme for the month of January 2017 for the couples and the maritals? What are the what's this main theme for the new year, January 2017 for Gemini? Male and female, married and coupled up. And here's your card. Your theme is become your own surgeon. And become your own. Okay? That's your theme here. Become your own, like, your own person. Become your own person. Okay? Call your own shots. Do you, boo-boo. It basically is what it's trying to say. That's your theme. Okay, now let's shuffle the cards. Like I said, I like to do this offline because I have to wait until the cards pop out. But being I'm doing this all in one video, you have to be a little patient, okay? Become your own surrogate. Become your own savior is what I'm hearing. Become your own savior. Okay. What are the messages behind the theme, become your own savior? For Gemini, male and female, couples and marriage. What do you mean by become your own savior? Serene, same thing as savior, serene. Okay. There's one. Okay. There's 2, 3. Okay. Wow. Yours are popping out left and right. I think that's all of them. Yep. Thank you, Spirit. I guess y'all know it's a time thing. Okay. Okay, become your own savior for the couples and marriages. Let's see your theme here. Okay, for the first week you got the Knight of Swords. So that may be your energy. And you got the King of Pentacles. You got the Tower in the second week of January 2017. You got the Lovers. Okay. In the third week, you have the Seven of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Fool in the third week, and the High Priestess. All right, let's get it here. Let's see for some of you. Let's see what's going on. For you couples and marriages, the Knight of Swords is coming here saying, this is a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Okay. And it's a king, so he's very mature, very focused, very confident, and he's very intuitive. Okay. And no, I'm sorry, he's the knight, okay? I'm sorry about that. He's the knight, and they're a little, the knights are become a little immature. They're the type that's very erratic sometimes. They can, or sporadic and erratic. It's like they, they, they can come in and mean well, but all of a sudden they can change their mind and move in another direction. You know, their horse is always ready to go. They're always ready to move, okay? Very indecisive. Sometimes that's what knights are. Again, this could be your energy, Gemini couples here, to where there could be some indecisiveness here. Now we're looking at the second card here is the Knight, the King. So he's a mature man, okay? He's a King of Pentacles, very intellectual. They use their mind over their emotions. Sometimes they can come across as being unemotional. They pull back on their emotions, so they use their mind and their intellect for just about everything. Even when it comes to love, they use their mind there. This is an earth sign. For some of you may deal with an earth sign. Some of you are dealing with a sign of your own, just like you, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Or you could be dealing with a, this is male or female. There's no gender here because this is just a general reading, only pertaining to some, not everybody. It's not going to pertain to everybody, okay? Just a certain amount of people. And this could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo person here. And, like I said, they're very intellectual. They're all about the material. They like the material world. They like what they see on the outside most of the time. They like to use their money to impress or to even to get what they want. Sometimes the Kings of Pentacles could be a little narcissistic, they're known to be that way because of their using things, material things. They use the outer part of themselves more than the inner. They're very, like I said, their emotions are very closed off, even when it comes to love. Very stern, but Knights are, they're very reliable as well. That's what's so lovable about the earth signs. They're very stern, but they're very reliable when it comes to doing things. They're almost like your best friend. They let you rely on them to do things for them. They like to give. They love to be the giver. They love to be dominant in a relationship. They like to control a relationship. They're very much in control. During the second week, we had the Tower here. And the Tower is telling me, you know, some type of shake-up, you know, a sudden shake-up, something suddenly happening. Maybe something suddenly coming or something suddenly going. Maybe... Sometimes the Kings of Pentacles are very, they believe in like the traditional life when it comes to love. So this person could be a married person or wanting to be married. They believe in commitment. But something is shaken up here or needs to be shaken up, and it needs to fall all the way down in order for it to come back up again. So there's some healing that needs to be done when it comes to the Tower. For you couples, some of you couples or maritals are breaking up. There could be some divorces going on with some of you Gemini male and females with the Tower here, because it wasn't built on solid ground. It was faulty, or some of you just need to be broken down in order to build back up again with the Tower. So all's not lost when it comes to the Tower, but something is being shooken up here, and it's almost like a surprise. It's just like suddenly. With the Tower, it comes like, you know, like the rug being pulled up from underneath of you, because see, it's the lightning and everything. Somebody could have got angry as well. Somebody could have blown their top. It could have been a heated argument, some type of heated situation where somebody blew up. Okay. And it might be because somebody was messing around. They could have found that out. Okay? Could have been a third party here with the Lovers. It could have been where it was it could be for some of you where you had to make a choice when it comes to love. There is 3 people in this card, okay? And it could have been some type of sneakiness. And somebody, if you can see, that other person sees that. It could also, for some of you, it could have been a friend that may be seeing this. Maybe that's why the Tower is here saying, you know, hey, there's going to be a breakup or some type of divorce for some of you Geminis because of a lover. And with the 7 of Wands, some of you could have met this person while you were traveling, or some of you may have traveled somewhere to see this person sneaking around with somebody else. You might have met them on your travels. And with the Knight of Cups being here, for some of you, it could have been a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio that you were dealing with. It could have been 2 different people here. Or it could have been a fire sign, an Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. In the last part of the week, you got the Fool card here, which is telling me a brand new beginning. And it could be a brand new beginning after a divorce or a breakup with someone else that's a lover, okay? The second person, because you had to travel to go see them. Maybe you're going to be with them. Some of you Geminis are leaving someone else to go into another relationship. And like I said, it could be with the Knight of Cups. Somebody, you know, you're going to meet or see somebody from afar traveling, or you met somebody from afar. They're offering their cup of love. They're offering you love, okay? And with the Fool being here, meaning that you may start all over again with this person, with this new person, ending a relationship because the Tower's on top of the Fool, and starting something all over again, brand new. Taking a leap of faith. For some of you, I'm picking up, maybe, you know, you were a fool for doing something like this. Maybe you were foolish. For some of you. Because we have the High Priestess as your ending card here in the last week of January 2017. For you couples here. To where, you know, again, secrets. This is all about secrets. Secrets and, or, you know, the High Priestess come along also as the second party, you know, the second woman or the second man. She's usually could come in as in a love relationship as the like I said, the second party, the side chick. Sometimes the High Priestess come in as that. She's, you know, she was the secret woman, okay? The woman on the side, or the man on the side, depending who's watching the video. So that's why I'm saying, you know, your theme here, be your own savior. You know what I mean? Get back in control of your life. Be your own, make your own decisions, your own choices. Do your own investigations. If there's something that's going on behind your back, you need to find that out with the energies of the High Priestess. Okay? Find out what those secrets are and move forward then. You know, move out in your own. Move out on your own. Do your own thing. Take a leap of faith. Okay, so now we're going to get more messages. And I said this is an extended reading because I didn't do December's, and you all know why. So we're just going to get some more messages for each of these cards. Now we're going to start out with the Knight of Swords. See what other messages that we can get out of that. The Knight of Swords. A widow, again, this, I think it came out for the singles as well. So with the couples and marriages, is a widow, divorce, or somebody is a widow in this situation. Whoever this person, maybe the other person may be widowed, or you yourself, because that's your energy, the Knight of Swords, male or female. You could be widowed or divorced with the Tower card being here. And okay, now we're going to move on to the Knight of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles, sorry. Oh, wow. And with him comes the gifts. Like I said, this is coming out for you singles and you couples. So there's somebody, like I said, using their power and control to get what they want. This also could be a situation where somebody's paying for love. Okay? That's what I'm hearing too. It could be in a job situation too. Somebody at work. Now with the Tower, additional information for the Tower. This also can mean courtship too. Somebody trying to court somebody. Now the Knight could be the Knight, or it could be male or female. Just depends on who's watching the video. So somebody's using their giving gifts and trying to put it on you. Okay. Now with the Tower, I got the Officer. Where is that? Okay, the Officer. So again, you know, as I said, there was somebody, you know, either blew their temper, you know, fights may have occurred here, a horrible breakup, a mess up here because of the Lovers being right next to it. There may have been somebody that, for some of you, man, you know, had to have a police officer come in to eradicate this situation, this fight or whatever, this breakup. You know, whoever got mad, that somebody blew their top and got mad over this lover, finding out about a lover or love affair, okay? Or the person could have been an officer or somebody in uniform for some of you, okay? Could have been somebody who wore a uniform. Could have been somebody who is a foreigner. Okay, for the Lovers. Okay, yeah, falseness. You know, it's false. Somebody got found out. Okay, somebody got found out here. Somebody got busted over an affair. For some of you, because of the Knight is saying, you know, widowed, breaking up, or somebody's divorced here or something. But there was an affair going on as somebody trying to court somebody. And that could have been, like I said, with an earth sign. Okay, for the Seven of Wands, which means, you know, traveling to see someone else, to be with someone else. What other messages come in for that? We got the letter. So the letter is saying, you know, somebody communicating from somebody from afar, communications going back and forth with someone else, okay, and they had to travel to see that person, which is the other person. Some type of communication, some type of letters going back and forth. It also could be, for some of you, internet love. Okay, with the Knight of Cups. With the Knight of Cups is coming up as a misfortune, you know, a breakup, a loss, a disappointment when it came to this. Maybe finding something out about them being fake and false after traveling to see this person. Maybe there was something found out about this person that led to a misfortune, a breakup, or a divorce. with the Fool. Okay. For some of you, the Fool means that, you know, you were a fool in this situation, because this is a card of loss, loneliness, depression. Either you, Geminis, male or female couples, suffered a loss and a disappointment behind this Knight of Cups after traveling or some type of communication. It wasn't all, there was some other things going on. And the High Priestess is, you know, secrets which were, you know, exposed. Somebody was exposed here for who they really are and what was really going on. And now I got the House. So this is telling me the secrets come out. Everything's been found out with the High Priestess here. Maybe some of you did some type of your investigations with this online love affair, or this person that lived afar that you had to travel to see. There was some misfortune in that after you found out, or through the investigation, that you were the Fool, and you end up being lonely and alone, okay, by yourself, disappointed, depressed. And with the House, with the High Priestess, let me pull another one here. The House. Somebody, sorry, it fell on the floor. Okay, thought. So the House to me with the High Priestess is all about, you know, thinking. Maybe the House means, you know, just retreating to think about a situation that you played the fool in, because now you're lonely and all by yourself, and you're in retreating and thinking about this whole situation that you may have been a fool in, found out a lot of things that, you know, through an affair or extra married affair. For some of you Gemini couples here, it looks like a breakup, some kind of explosion happened, some tempers went off through finding something out that was fake and false. It might have been, for some of you, a computer. You found somebody online and you started to like and visited them from afar, and you found out some news about this person. May have had somebody already, or it called, whatever it is you found out about, it caused a breakup, or caused you to have a breakup with your companion, or vice versa. There definitely was some drama going on here, or going to go on, which leaves you lonely and depressed and being foolish, okay? And now it's time to retreat after finding things out with the High Priestess being here, finding out secrets, finding out things after everything's said and done. Okay, moving on. Now I'm going to pull four cards and see what else messages that the spirit guides want to say before we end the reading. Okay. What are the ending messages for our Geminis for January 2017? What are the final messages? What are the messages, spirit guide? That would bring some more clarity to the end of this situation. Boy, 2017 is a little harsh because of Virgo retrograde. Things are slowing down for people to see the truth, getting to the heart of the matters, being more focused and aware of what's going on around you. That's what that Virgo moon retrograde does. and people are starting, things are, and exposure, okay, has a lot to do with exposure too. Who people are being fake and false is going to be exposed. There's going to be no more of this sneaky backstabbing type of situation. Things are going to be exposed in the coming new year 2017, okay? Whoever you are, really are, and if you're pretending, all that's going to come out into the open. Everything is going to be wide open for who you are and what you truly are. Okay. Okay, for your final messages, I have perfection, Gemini, male, female couples, and marriages. There's perfection. Perfection to me is telling me like a do-over, like get it right the next time. Something may have failed and something may have been disappointing, some disappointing news or disappointing rehab as we went through already. It's time to perfect that now. It's time to get it right the next go around. And with vanity, okay, vanity is saying to me, somebody's ego got in the way here. Like we talked about with somebody using their power and control to manipulate a situation to make something happen, or, you know, using gifts and things of that nature to get what they want. And that's pure out vanity. You know, that's like selfishness. That's only thinking about their self. And I remember I expressed also, you know, with that earth sign, there was a bit of vanity also means narcissistic, somebody who thinks about only nobody but themselves. So, you know, with there needs to be some perfection in that. Either they're talking about you or this other person that you were involved with. Okay, now we have creation. The creation card is almost like, you know, the world card, or maybe the wish card, something of that nature. Is like, it's like bringing something into fruition, you know, like seeds that's been planted, to harvest those seeds. Now it's time to go into creation and create something new again, and perfecting it, doing something new and perfecting it. Okay. And rejection, look, next time it could be people around you, or certain people that was around you that didn't make you feel like you fit in. Okay. There might have been some naysayers, okay, that rejected, or you were rejected. You know, far as a partner, there was some rejection that you faced, and you had to go out on your own. That's why they're saying become your own savior. You know, learn and perfect it the next time. Get it right. Do it the right way. Put whatever you put out, you know what I mean? Perfect that. Do it the right way so it can come back to you and be fruitful, okay, in a love relationship. And get rid of the ego, because the ego does cause vanity. We know that. Create what you want and do it the right way. Create it. You got all the tools. Again, creation, talking about, you know, building something better. Build a new future for yourself, okay? Because you can do it with the become your own savior, savior, okay? And you won't be rejected the next time, the next go around. For all you that may need, you know, your own story and see what's going on here, or what may need more information, just, you know, call me or call someone that can give you your own personal private reading. So thank you so much, and thank you for being patient for this extended reading for Gemini couples and maritals for January 2017. You guys take care. Love you. Bye-bye.